Hey guys, welcome to the lab and another episode of Sundaze with the Clink Room. Today, we're joined by this week's designer feature of the week, Sierragonz, fellow Canadian. Sierra, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, good, good. Always great when we can do a dual Canadian episode. You've graciously lended your time to talk this week. Had to get you on the show this week because you are the sole, I guess, artist of the week. So you have 6 pre-orders that hit the shop. I guess by the time they see the episode, they'll already be released. But at least we can kind of get the story straight from the horse's mouth and kind of have you explain to us how the process worked for you. And yeah, but we haven't seen many weeks like this, I don't think ever, right?
I don't think so, and I'm truly honored,
Yeah,
to have
yeah.
this.
How did this come about? So
Oh,
to
I,
get six
to
six
to
in the
be
shop
honest,
at once.
I there was no plan on a week, right? I just
Hmm.
when I have an idea, I either ask Casey for feedback, right, and then we work around, and if he likes it, he'll tell me, hey man, I'll put it in, send it over, right, and then
Yeah,
I guess I had you know some
good timing.
designs in there, and in case he wanted to use it for a week, and I'm like, he told me, and I'm like, hey, I'm honored and thank you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then obviously, I have had other ones with other collabs with other people that are in the queue. So
Hmm.
yeah, there was no pre-planned week for this. It's just
It's good timing.
Casey let me know, and I was like, yeah, I'm for it. Let's go. Let's do
Awesome.
it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, yeah, for those who don't know, Casey and his family right now look like they're having the time of their life in Japan. So he's kind of switched up the plan. There's no crits this week. So, spoiler alert, no crits this week. No, there was no crits last week either. So, we're getting a variation. To me, I like it. It mixes up um, the content. Excuse me. It mixes up the content, has a different feel for the pre-orders, and then now potentially when crits does return, we'll have a couple weeks to kind of sift through it, and then it will really be a battle on the best of the best. So that's kind of interesting too.
Yeah.
So I saw some initial kind of not really complaining, but initial pushback when I think people saw your name. They're like, "Oh no, there's gonna be 6 mezzo
Hmm.
designs." But for the uninformed, man, you are a very multifaceted type of artist. You don't only put out mezzo designs. So I don't know where that kind of narrative came from. I'm glad we get to kind of squash it
Hmm.
because yeah, they're your week wasn't full of mezzo stuff. So
Yeah,
take that.
I like a variety of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. All right, so we'll cover your drops a little bit later in the show, but I guess for now let's kind of cover the week that was for the Clink Room. So, like many months, they usually pick like 1 week in a month to do a dead stock drop. So basically, for those people who are uninformed, what happens is the hats will go up for pre-order, and then they'll stop. They'll send those into production, and they typically order based on the number of sales, a small number of extra dead stock hats in case, um, you know, uh, the hats get lost in transit. Um, in case there's cancellations, there'll be more dead stock. But basically, once those get shipped off and sent to the people, a couple weeks after, I would say close to maybe a month or two after, then they'll list them on sale for dead stock. So you're going to see hats that may not be full size runs. Some may be available, some might not be available in your size, but we'll cover for these purposes. We'll cover for these purposes all the hats that are on dead stock. Um, that's my normal wake up alarm. Sorry, let me make sure there's no other ones. All right, so dead stock drop. Let's see what dropped. We got Fan for Life, Perry Storm, Nowhere to Hide, and Rogue. Any thoughts on these 4 designs for you?
All of them are solid. I like all of them. from a
Mhm.
simple design from fan for life, is it? Yeah, fan for
Yeah,
life
Fan for Life. Yeah, Clifton.
to like the Prairie Storm and Rogue, which is like full of details, but it came out nice, pretty
Yeah,
cool. And even the Nowhere to Hide by Ryan, amazing.
yeah, that one's amazing.
I know it's
I,
tough. It's tough to
this is a
pick one.
solid four pack right here. I
Hmm.
remember Flanagan, he did this like really cool kind of like video to go
Hmm.
with Prairie Storms that kind of sticks in my head, kind of like a country kind of
Yeah.
Johnny Cash type song. Nowhere to Hide is
And
so smooth to me.
yeah, Nowhere to
Ryan
Hide song.
Simmons. Ryan Simmons animation, he's like capturing the exact moment of Dr. Jekyll turning
Transformation.
into Mr. Hyde. Yeah, yeah. Kind of like
Yeah.
the mask esque. You know,
Yeah.
remember when Jim Carrey was like having the
Yeah.
mask get pulled off his
Pulling up
face?
in the skin. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember
And
that. Yeah.
then Clifton, man. Clifton is like killing like the simple is more kind of style. I believe that was the first instance we saw that side patch we use. It's kind of like a modified Bones version
Yeah.
of the Clink patch,
Hmm.
and Matt Bells and Whistles always killing it with the like the kind of fantasy style,
Yeah.
different classes of like Diablo,
Yeah.
and then that rogue character is excellent too. All right,
Yeah.
let's move forward. We got Bermuda Triangle ink incantations. I can't
Hmm.
read or spell.
Incantation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Incantation.
Necromancer and Range Slugger. What are your thoughts on these four?
Oh, the Bermuda Triangle. I ended up getting that one, and it came out solid.
Yeah.
So good. And I'm all about some reading up on Bermuda Triangle and stuff. So when I saw that,
Hmm.
this is a must. And it came
Yeah.
out nice. The
Yeah.
colors are great. You know what I mean? The level and the embroidery is top notch. The incantation, you know, solid. Phil always kills it. I think it's been said over and over, and he's solid. That's
Yeah.
a great logo, great design. Um, Necromancer is the next one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that one's
Necromancer.
sounds cool. I like the color scheme and the bright colors. Everything's cool about it. Matt always like we were talking right with the fantasy,
Yeah.
so cool. And then the other one is very logish, very logo type of. I remember it was a different color before when it was the mock-up, right?
Yeah. It was Texas Rangers color.
Yeah,
I think they had an
uh,
issue with it.
yeah. Well, yeah, that was pretty good. That
Yeah.
might be one I might want to pick. You know, to get. But all of them are solid. I like them. I like them all. Can't go wrong with all the artists here.
Yeah. Range Slugger. I think it was like a Texas Ranger style color, and it didn't have the barbed wire, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it
Um,
didn't?
I don't think it did. I
Hmm.
could be wrong.
Oh wow.
Um, I don't mind the barbed wire. It kind of reminds me of uh Walking Dead a little bit with
Yeah.
Snow, the bat.
Egan. What's his name again?
Keegan,
Egan.
Negan, I
Negan.
think.
Negan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Um, Bermuda Triangle's cool too, man. Like we've seen like this um kind of push to have like a lot of landscapes and seascapes. This one is it doesn't really fall into that category to me. It's got
Yeah.
the hidden skull. It's got a lot of pieces to it. You know, the ships are there, the plane. Really cool piece for sure, and that triangle kind of holds it all together.
That's my type of
Phil,
landscape.
yeah, yeah. It actually has like a lot of substance to it. It's not
Yeah.
just here. Look at the land, which is pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool. Phil and Creature, wonderful pair. Phil does a great job of having his characters show so much personality, and Donnie's just a wealth of ideas and cool concepts. And again,
Sure.
for me, I love the neon funky colors too. So to see that kind of like a slime green, I'm always in for sure.
Yeah. Definitely.
In terms of these ones, we got Frenchie U, Crusader, Spirits, and Etelos. Are I might need your help on how to pronounce that. That's the corn.
Eloteros. Eloteros.
Eloteros. Yeah, there you go. What are your thoughts on these?
Great. I like the Loteros. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool how the mock-up was, and then just to see it, see the pictures on the embroidery is just the level. It came out great. You
Hmm.
know, I love that one. I don't even know who's Luis. I've never.
Luis. So Luis is if it's the same Luis I'm thinking of, I'm gonna look it up too while I talk. But Luis Mendoza out of I think he's out of like New York, upstate kind
Mm,
of area. He's like a big collector, so he may have
okay.
been the person who did the concept on it.
Oh,
But
okay.
let me make sure. Uh, oh no, Luis out of Phoenix, Arizona. Something totally different. Yeah, they don't even show the Instagram on the Clink page.
Oh
I
wow.
wonder. Yeah, the art style looks real cool though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love it.
That was one that we had to wait a long time for. I think it got held
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I felt that pain with some of mine too that finally got through.
Yeah,
But yeah, that one's a long wait.
you definitely got to try that in real life. That like street corn,
Oh
Mexican
yeah,
style street corn. It looks
yeah.
delicious.
They have it in different variations in different parts of Latin America.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's, it's so good.
For me, the winner here um, is Frenchie U. I know Jason V spams this Frenchie and the Frenchie colors, but I love this logo so much, man. It's so badass. Someone
French
made me
is
like a cash offer on mine. I'm like, hell no.
French is cool. It's a different take from the ones we usually see.
Yeah,
Pretty cool logo. And
yeah,
Jason's always you know, killing it. So that's a nice colorway too. It
hell
fits.
yeah, hell yeah. That one, that one had the FU on the hat for Frenchie U and legal kind of kibosh that song. It's just the F now,
Yeah.
but it's still really cool.
Those who know, right? So it
Yeah,
doesn't matter if you
yeah,
take it away, we'll know.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Again, Matt Bell, another one of his fantasy, this time with the Crusader. And
I think
Spirits is a good double entendre. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. I think from Matt's ones here, the Crusader ones, like it's the one that for me, right? It's
Yeah,
the one I like the most out of
yeah.
all those three.
I think that
And
one utilizes the space the best of the hat.
yeah, yeah, pretty cool. And Spirits, it's pretty cool colorway
Yeah,
and a good pun, right? So that was pretty cool too.
for
I'm not
sure.
a big drinker, but I still wear it.
Yeah, it's clever. It's kind of colored like a Blue Jay hat too. So
Yeah,
you know that we're all in being Toronto
yeah,
guys, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
solid drop so far. I think yeah, this is the last of it. So we got your the Watchers, Rebirth number 2, and the King. What are your thoughts here?
Obviously, I'm gonna be biased, but I do love all three. You know,
Yeah,
um, the Watchers. It's just me, being a fan of sci-fi,
yeah,
and reading up on a lot of theories and stuff like that, and that was just you know my take on it, I guess you can say. And when I started, I didn't know what to add in the background, right? And I'm like, should I just add stars, or what should I do to make it more, more appealing, more cool? And I was like, and then the whole DNA
yeah,
strand came on, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to add it. But I didn't want to do it too much to, for it to be too cluttered. But I think it came out nice, and Casey did a great job with the embroidery. It's so cool. I have
yeah,
it as soon as I got it in hand. I was like, this is awesome.
yeah. It kind of
And then,
reminds me
mhm.
of that Def Jam Fight for New York cover a little bit.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't really think of that. That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
A PlayStation is a PS2. Yeah, PS2, right?
Yeah. Where he's like
Oh,
holding the city in his hands,
yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
yeah. I
It
remember
just
that.
has that vibe to it. It's such a
Yeah,
cool thing. And yeah, the helio strands and the DNA
hmm
strands kind of like help balance the logo. It's so badass.
yeah. Rebirth. The colorway is not something I would wear, but the logo is crazy. So
Yeah,
so cool. It's
yeah,
so well done, and I'm pretty sure in hand it looks badass.
That that one could be cool if they did like almost like a trucker version, where it's like that kind of tan color on the front, but the sides of it look like a dark brown, maybe.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be
interesting.
cool, kind of recolor.
That's interesting for interesting. Sorry, it's interesting.
Yeah,
Um, the king is pretty cool. I like the way the monkey's sitting on a throne full of hats.
yeah, kind of like a Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah, not the monkey, but the gorilla. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, kind of like Game of Thrones type of thing. It's pretty cool in Aurelian. Solid.
yeah, badass man. There's a lot of heat up right now for the Deadstock, so
Yeah.
check it out. If you guys do order the Deadstock, you guys won't have to wait uh, the extra amount of time for the pre-order production because the hat's already in hand, and hopefully you guys get lucky with that. All right, so now moving forward, we're going to cover the 6 hats that are ending their pre-order tonight. So last call for these 6 hats. Represent, Reaper Kid, and Sea Zombie. These all have their pre-orders end tonight at midnight. What do you think about these?
They're all well done logos. That's the first thing I'd say. The represent is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it speaks to a lot of people in the states.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. The monkey silhouette with the stars and the colors is pretty cool. It's simple again, simple but effective, and they're
Yeah,
doing pretty good, I think, on the sales, which speaks volumes of the logo, right? And Reaper Kid. It's cool, but not my thing. Not something I will grab, but I mean, it's a cool take on the Reaper, I guess. It's different, right?
yeah,
Is that a bandana that he has on?
yeah. Kind of
What is that?
like a headband, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, first time I kind of noticed that. And the sea zombie, it's pretty dope. I love it. I think it's pretty well done, and then the whole bones in there and the whole, you
yeah,
know, composition and everything. I think it looks great. And I think it will look great.
yeah. It's kind of cool to see Raphael kind of step out and do more of like a graffiti style or a different type of art style rather than just hyper realistic. Like the shark's proportions and the anatomy, they're all still correct. Like it's like
Hmm.
not exaggerated, but it's cool that he kind of took it to next level and just showed a little bit more of his style and kind of let
Yeah.
loose with that one. All right, and then the next two we got Spray Kong by Ink Park and then Laser Focused by J Mats and Fitted Fanatic. What are you thinking about these?
Raycon is awesome. Anything graffiti related
Yeah.
type of thing, and it's for me, it speaks, right?
Hmm.
And the colors are cool too, man. So it's very, very street urban type of art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And I like the colorway that they picked for it. It makes it pop.
Yeah, that kind of like beetroot color
Yeah.
with that teal.
Hmm. I think it's a solid design. Like,
Yeah. Laser focus is cool too. Like J Matt's kind of mastered that like old vintage cartoony style. There's a lot of motion in that. Like you can see he's just getting ready to rip uh, that baseball there.
yeah.
Pretty solid pair. All right. So those are your hats now coming for their pre-order window's kind of coming to an end. You have until midnight to get your orders in, and then we'll cover the shock drop now. So this dropped Saturday night. Clink Kong, the Navy version. We spoke off to the side that this is one that you'll be kind of hunting for. Um, this logo is kind of hard to get sometimes, but yeah, shock drop happening for the Clink Kong and Navy. What are your initial thoughts on this one?
I need it. I need it. I think I'm gonna probably get it because I don't have a Kong yet, and I
Yeah.
like the colors. They're subtle. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Pretty cool
Hmm.
navy color and that little light blue. Even the side patch is not like all in your face with the bright colors. Just like the colors are just right. I think.
Yeah, just a
What's
solid
the?
hat.
Do you know what the under visor is?
It's like a songbird blue, kind of like a darker than baby
Oh,
blue, a
okay.
little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a cool hat, kind of monochromatic, different shades of blue. Yeah, but yeah, I have some hats in hand and some other dead stock, so I'll just show you them real quick so you can get.
Awesome.
So this is the shock drop. So
Oh, nice.
again, embroidery on point as always.
Yeah.
And then that undervisor. So it's almost like almost like Carolina blue. So not quite powder blue, baby blue. It's a little bit darker. See, like
I like it.
I would say like this is more of a baby blue. This is more of a, it's darker.
Yeah, I see it. It's
Um,
solid.
yeah.
I like that one.
And then the patches. I think this is one of their better patches. We've seen them use this now on a pin. It's pretty cool.
It's coming out on the pin. I still haven't.
Yeah.
Well, I still haven't got my shipment yet, so I haven't seen if I got those new pins.
Yeah, yeah. There's two of the side patches, I believe. The other one with the pencils, I believe, is a pin now too. The circle with the pencils, and this one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So solid hat. These are the hats I had come off the pre-order. I also have Frenchy U, which I actually filed away and I forgot to grab, but I've got nowhere to hide. Again, embroidery on this, stupid.
Wow.
Look at it.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. Solid, like a turquoise, almost like a Seattle Mariners, kind of like a Northwest green.
Man, that's so good.
Yeah, really good. And then we got Fan for Life. Had the grab. And it didn't glow in the dark. And Rick Clifton.
Oh, it does glow in the dark, right?
I believe so, yeah. I hope so.
Cool.
And
yeah,
then,
in the side patches.
Yeah,
really
just
cool.
badass.
So bad.
And then this one.
Damn.
Yeah, look at the embroidery on that thing. So good.
So the bats are like flat, right? And then the logo pop raised, right? Damn.
Yeah, then the front is right here.
It's a solid hat right there.
Yeah, I like the changes. I mean, it sucks if you're expecting a blue hat, but the black and gray kind of works, and then green under. So I'm all in. Showed those, and then we had, excuse me, we had these land. So these are recent pre-orders. So obviously, shout out to you for putting me on a hat.
You're
the inspo.
Yeah.
But we had Fan for so Fan for Life was this one. This one, what the heck is this one called again?
To Ghost or is it the Ghost something, or I don't recall the name.
Hold on a sec. Clifton. Because I don't want to get it wrong. The other one's Fan for Life. Oh, Phantom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The embroidery on this is cool. I was worried that they were going to make it like a negative space, but they didn't.
A negative space? Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be too.
Yeah. It's filled in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so definitely these two kind of go together.
Oh, yeah.
And then one green, one gray, which is cool too.
Great. Classic UV colors.
Yeah. This one came out crazy. Look at the embroidery on this. Milos, man.
Oof.
And they made all the black raised. Oh man, nasty.
Damn, that's
another Milos masterpiece.
Oh man, wow. That's really dope.
Yeah, I want to see kind of more artists move towards like this style where they just pack in nice and simple, but then when the embroidery comes out,
oof.
You can get all the details. Look at that skull, yeah.
Man, Casey's a magician, huh?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. All right, and then we got Heather.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Raised. All the letters are flat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, all the letters are flat. They did a great job on this one.
That's pretty cool color too, like sandy color, right?
Mm-hmm. And then this one is, I believe it's Fill In Creature again.
Oh yeah, that's Fill In Creature. Yeah. That's a very funny and cool logo.
Yeah.
Nice, huh?
The trees are all flat embroidery. The rest of it's kind of raised.
It definitely reminds me of the science projects back in the day.
And this one, I was a little worried about it when they posted the mock-up, but I knew I had to get it to kind of complete the collection.
Mm-hmm.
But Creature and Seamus, the
Oh,
Neon Apocalypse.
Neon Apocalypse.
Yeah, the embroidery on it is so cool.
That's pretty cool.
Again, and from far, like it.
Yeah, from
So
far
striking.
away, it has a cool effect too. Man,
Yeah,
the colors
they did
do
a great
help
job.
help it pop. You know.
Yeah, yeah. And they put black in his negative space too.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just negative space.
No,
Oh,
it's like
nice.
it's embroidered all. It's not like super raised, but it's like embroidered together, which is pretty cool.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, so look out for those if you pre-ordered them, and then also look out for those to hit Deadstock in a couple months. But really solid group of hats, I believe. But all right, now to the main event. We're going to cover your 6-pack. So it's a big honor, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
When I saw that, when I saw him tell me that you were the artist featured, I was super excited. So let's kind of get a
Appreciate it.
breakdown of each one of the designs, kind of what was your kind of process behind them, and kind of get like a little bit of a backstory.
Okay.
All right, so Ancient Astronaut and Audio Wars. Tell me about
Oh
these two.
man, Ancient Astronaut has been a concept for like a while for me, right?
Yeah,
It's just like me, reading and watching documentaries about the Mayans, how clever they were, how advanced they were in mathematics, and astronomy. So I'm like, you know what? I kept seeing a lot of astronaut designs and hearing that. What can I do to make it different? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Different astronaut design. And then it clicked one day, and then I went through a lot of sketches for this, and then I wanted to get some feedback from Casey, and I was like, I showed it to him, and then he told me, it's like, oh, this is pretty cool, maybe you can do this, you can do that. So I went right away, made some changes. Some changes I wasn't really liking it, so I kind of, you know, put it to the side for a couple of days, and then finally, it was coming. When you have that inspiration, and sometimes you just don't have it,
yeah,
and I tend to not do anything when I don't feel like it, because then I'm just like literally drawing, erasing, and nothing gets done, right?
it doesn't
Just
go
waste
anywhere.
my
Yeah,
time. So when
yeah,
I do feel like that inspo's there, inspiration's there, I'm like, so that happened, and then I showed it to him. We went back and forth several times, and until we had what we we liked, and I appreciate Casey's help on this one, right? Because I was trying to figure out what could be appealing, what could be added, what changes, he saw that needed to be done, right? And then the colorway, when I saw it, when he showed it to me, the colorway he put in there, I was like, wow, the colorway I had is completely different, but this one is way better.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So
It's
that was that one.
kind of like
Mhm.
the Marlins, almost like a Marlins esque kind of Charlotte Hornets kind of colorway, almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
badass.
Obviously, I'm biased, but I think the colorway just brings it out.
Hmm.
You know?
Definitely. And then Audio Wars. So the '90s kid in me appreciates. You've included the MP3 player kind of dying because that was like a weird time for us. MP3 mini disc player, kind of like the Walkman's getting his revenge. Tell me about that design here.
Well, this one's funny because this one I think it hit crits like over a year ago,
Hmm.
and it did well, right? And I ended up getting that same day, ended up getting the signer form email, but it stated it was for a future week, right? So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, that it got selected, it was voted well. So it was I guess it was in the shelf for a while, and then the whole inspiration behind this one was, I remember back in the day moving from a cassette player to a CD player to an MP3 player, those early MP3 players.
Yeah, yeah,
And I remember one day, flipping through my old, Walkmans and all that stuff. And I was like, hey, it'd be pretty cool to make a design where the cassette player is fighting over the audio,
Yeah.
audience, with an MP3 player, a CD. I thought of a CD because I know that the CD was the one that came after the cassette. But I
Yeah,
was
the
like,
Discmans.
how do I do a CD? Like I didn't find it that it was gonna look well, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna skip one and I was gonna add the MP3 player. At first, I had something that looked like those. You remember those MP3 players that looked like the early iPods?
Yeah.
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 So I was like, I added that, but then I was like, I don't want it to seem like it's an iPod. So I'm like, I went back to my very first MP3 player, which was a little thin one, with the little LCD
Yeah. Yeah.
screen and
Yeah.
stuff. And and I ended up drawing it up, and that's how it
Definitely.
came about.
Yeah, I remember this style one, and I remember some of them were like kind of circular, and people would press the buttons by like twisting a little
Oh
knob
yeah.
and shit.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I definitely had a Walkman, definitely had a Discman. I actually skipped the whole era of MP3 and mini disc because I just didn't want. I was so scared to make the wrong decision. You know, like we were throwing both of them. And then eventually I went iPod, color, and the iPod Shuffle, and then eventually phone. And now no one carries a separate device for music, so it seems like crazy. I guess anyone born, I guess 2000 and after. I do love how you kind of throw back to the '90s, like you've done. Um, like the Walkman hitting the disc, the you've done the movie night with the VHS. Like you've done a bunch of like throwback '90s, early 2000s, '80s
Mhm.
stuff, which is really cool and nostalgic. For all the old heads, like I'm sure they're kind of appreciating this series that you're kind of doing a long form version of and kind of keep them together,
Mhm.
which is so cool.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, let's move forward. So your next three are actually all in collaboration with the concept artist Lane. Talk about these.
Well, this are all like lame, all his ideas, and he reached out to me, and he reached out to me for all of them, and we talked about it at first, and to see what where we wanted to take it to, and
Yeah,
I believe the first one out of this three was Monkey Bars, and then Raptor, and then Beer Run. I believe that's the order.
yeah,
Um, Raptor was Link came to me and told me, I had this design, um, someone else this idea, but something happened, so I wanted to pitch it to you, and you being from Toronto, and the Raptors, and I had this idea of a Raptor, with a microphone, you know, chain and glasses. At first he wanted a tour bus in the back, right? That was the main idea. But I don't know. When I was drawing it, and I went through a lot of sketches, which I shared with him back and forth, and I had one with lights and then a silhouette of people, and that one kind of looked cool, and and then he reached out to Casey to get his feedback, and Casey liked it, but all I had to do was like encase it in a little circle behind, right? Because I had it like in a rectangle type of thing, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we did it, and and Casey liked it, and to be honest, I'm surprised that the background didn't show up in this one, but I can see maybe he realized it could be too busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like when he showed me the previews of all this. I was like, I like it. I like the color on the Raptor,
Hmm.
and the orange popping out. So that was how that one came out to be. And Lane is again great guy. You know, he's very understandable. We go back and forth. Sometimes, he would reach out to me, and I tell him, listen, I'm a little busy here today, tomorrow, but I don't forgot about you, right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
very
cool.
patient and very cool guy. Beer run. He pitched me this idea, about the term beer run. When you when they when you what was that whole idea from? Well, he told me he had his idea of a beer can, going for the last run of beers, you know,
Yeah.
and he was supposed to be running a marathon, right? He was initially supposed to be running a marathon with like a sweatband. I think he still has the sweatband there.
Yeah, he still has it.
Yeah, and he told me maybe we can make the the finish line, the tape, like snapping off as if he
That's
just won
funny.
the marathon.
That's
And we
funny.
did add all that, but it we ended up taking it out because it was blocking certain areas that were like very necessary for the design. And we went back and forth with the colors, and until we were both happy, and Casey told us he loved it, and he told us it was to send it over, and then that was that. And then again, the colorway, I never knew what colorway this was going to come out, until he showed it to me, and then pretty cool is a different color panel, the front panel and
Yeah,
the back panel,
yeah. White
you
panel
know,
hat. Yeah,
yeah, um, that was cool. And monkey bars, you know, if you're a hip hop head, what bars means, so
yeah,
Lane having the background in hip hop, and me, loving hip hop and stuff. And he brought the idea to me, and I was like, hey man, I'm down. Let me see what I can come up with, right? And we had him in different we had him in different composition, right? We had him in actual monkey bars, hanging from actual monkey bars with the mic, you know. We went for the different variations until he brought me the idea for um, a vinyl record, and I was like, hey, see how it looks, and I think it looks pretty cool
yeah.
because
Definitely.
with the monkey bars, it kind of was getting lost behind, right?
Yeah,
You hear me?
it's a
Oh, I
yeah.
thought I
It's a
lost
cool
it.
piece. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, it's a cool piece for sure. Um, for me, I love that Raptor one. It's a good double entendre. Um, it's a cool piece. I understand you gotta have to probably stay away from like a red color Raptor with purple. So,
Yeah,
now being the 30th anniversary of the Raptors, it's like a good time too.
yeah,
Real smooth piece, man. Beer run's funny, man. Beer run, another kind of good pun um, piece there. Marathon runners actually, some of them even swear by drinking beer after their runs, kind of help them recover, carbs and inflammation and stuff like that. So it's a good piece. And everyone's kind of experienced, being at a party and hey, fuck, we're running out of alcohol. We got to make a beer run or something. Um, Especially for us, it's harder as Canadians because after certain hours we can't buy
yeah,
beer at stores anymore. But definitely experienced some beer runs on the during my time. And monkey bars, yeah, good good play on words, good piece. I like that he's wearing a clean cat kind of rapping. So
yeah,
three kind of music ish um, pieces so far. In
yeah.
the collection, and then last
Mhm.
but not least, we got a real rad one. One that has a glow in the dark effect, so I want to include that as well. But you got Singularity.
Oh, this one I think looks so cool with the glow in the dark. Looks so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
This one came about, I think it was right around the time that, the Ring of Fire was, I think, shipping,
yeah.
and or maybe before that, I don't remember it quite. And then Casey, reached out to me, and he's like, had an idea for a follow-up
Oop.
my headphones fell. Had a follow-up for the Ring of Fire, and he explained to me what the idea he had. I'm like, it's like I was on board. I'm like, listen, let me sketch something up. Let me see what I can do, and then we'll go from there and see see what you think of the sketches. And it's like, oh, perfect. So, I ended up, oh, he even gave me some references and stuff, and so I went with that. And when I finished it, I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. Very different, and it's has the same color scheme as the Ring of Fire. You know what I mean? Even the glow. So I think it's a pretty cool, follow up for that one. Hopefully, people like it. You know, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty badass, man. Um, and you mentioned Ring of Fire, man. That design And the execution on embroidery, man, that hat came out so good. I think I'm gonna regret not picking that one up. But that one ends up finishing as one of the top designs from this year, I think, sales wise. So congrats on that if you didn't know
thanks.
that.
I did not know. I know I did well, but I just didn't.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So again, man, thank you so much. You've been so gracious with your time and open to film this, man. I'm so happy for you. You kind of get your flowers and you kind of get to flex a little bit on your design skills, and it just shows your diversity, man. You didn't just go and make 6 of the same design. Each one kind of stands on its own and is different in its own way. And I'm happy for you, man. Like we don't get to talk too often. We spoke the last time you were on the show, and then really didn't speak much again. I know your schedule kind of prevents you from kind of watching stuff live and kind of participating, but I'm always watching you from far and kind of cheering you on. You know, not many Canadian clinkers out there. I think of you and Matt Bell right off rip, but I believe that's kind of it, right? There's not many other.
I think there's one guy that did.
Oh, Rory.
Yeah,
Rory. We got to get Rory on the show. We got to get Lane on the show. So if you guys are watching this, open invite. Contact me to get your feature. We would love to have you guys be featured on this platform as well. But yeah, man, I'm just, I'm always happy to see you do well. I'm always kind of a big fan of your work, and you're a super nice guy and super humble. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me and chatting it up. So it's good times.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to the artist who we had to push, because once I found out you had a 6, I was like, all right. Sorry, artist, we got to get Sierra on the show this week, but nothing personal. But yeah, it was good to have you on the show, and it kind of worked out too because there wasn't any crits, so they understood. So we're gonna get that person on the show very soon.
Thank you, whoever the person is.
Yeah, they didn't take it. It wasn't. They didn't take it too bad. They're super flexible and really easy to work with. So yeah. So in terms of any projects, do you have anything you want to tease other than this, or any hats you're excited to kind of receive and pre-order?
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to receive those ones that were like stuck in limbo for a while.
Okay.
Aztec, 3 stages, and life and death. I've seen some pictures here and there, but it's not the same as having it in front of you.
Yeah,
you get the
and those were the ones that were super delayed too, right?
Yeah, those were like forever, and finally get to see them. It's pretty exciting to get them, and I think I got a couple more pre-orders that I got from other artists that I'm super excited to get to. So
we
hopefully,
as Canadians, we got to figure out this NAFTA thing, because I heard there's free trade that's supposed to happen. So I don't understand why we have to get freaking dinged on every single little thing.
I know,
that's over
right?
$100, man. This is getting ridiculous.
Like my Halloween hats, like I ordered them early on and I got them after Halloween. And I was like, geez, but right now it's the same thing with the hats that I'm waiting for. I guess I've grown to wait.
Yeah.
But I am expecting some packages. So
I almost want to frame this thing because of how much freaking I spent on this thing.
Oh, I know that little slip.
Little slip. Yeah, but look at this.
Jeez.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Wow,
Shut up, Canadian government. Stop holding our stuff hostage. And I believe you guys signed a NAFTA agreement. So let's get this free trade going on, man. What the heck is going on? I understand why the customer has to be hurt so badly. And even as creators who receive stuff, like, it shouldn't be this painful.
No, it shouldn't. Like you wanna keep it in customs for a bit, sure, but don't delay it. Super delay it on top of that.
Month. Yeah, a month, and then you got to pay on the back end. Man, come on, man. Why are you doing this to us? That package, they held it in customs for a month, basically.
Damn. I don't know if it's because they're short-staffed or just because they're I don't know. Makes me wonder.
I understand. Tax the companies, man. Tax the freaking companies. But yeah, all right. We won't get into an anti-government too much of an anti-government rant for us. We'll let you guys get on your way and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So a reminder, get your Sierragonz pre-orders in. I think next week going to be a fun week too, in terms of pre-orders, but we'll talk about that when the time comes.
Awesome.
But yeah, for Sierragonz and Leon, we're out of here.
I appreciate it.
Peace.
You're at the end of the world as you know it, my dude. Time is up and you out of mood, so what will you do? It's the BP mercenaries, not here to